Welcome to another edition of the most consistent, prolific, and dedicated uploads in YouTube history. This is Sean. If you want to entertainment right here, youtube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe with the Hell in a Cell 2013 PPV review. Kicks off the night with a triple threat tag team match. Now, I'll tell you what, it took a little while to get into this one, but once it did, it went full throttle. This was one of the matches of the night. It was Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus the Usos versus the Shield in a match I would give 4 out of 5 stars. Comes with Cody and Goldust getting the victory. Like I said, very happy with this match in the way that it kicked off the pay-per-view. It set the tone, the standard for the rest of the night. Up next, we would see Kane wreak havoc and return, and hell would freeze over as Kane would take out the Wyatt family as well as The Miz. So that was nice to see Kane come back to a pay-per-view some 10 years ago when he debuted at Bad Blood inside Hell in a Cell and took out The Undertaker. We've seen a mixed tag team match with Fandango and Summer Rae versus Natalya and the Great Khali. This was probably the piss break match, but when I came back, actually, it wasn't all that bad. It was okay for what it was, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Up next, the United States Championship was on the line in a match that was... well, it wasn't anything pretty. It wasn't anything to, rave and rant about, but it was smash mouth. It was in your face. It was a bloody brawl because there was a lot of blood. Big E Langston was busted open. Almost the crimson mask under his eye. He had a pretty damn good gash under his eye right there. So Dean Ambrose versus Big E Langston, two of the young studs of the WWE getting it on. Big E Langston gets the victory after Dean Ambrose says, "I've had enough." So just because we've seen some blood and brutality in that, and because it was almost, didn't resemble that of a wrestling match, it was almost like a fight, I'd give that about, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Up next, it was a Hell in a Cell handicap match, CM Punk versus Paul Heyman and Ryback. Now, Paul Heyman starts the match on top of the Hell in a Cell. It took some time to get him up on top of the Hell in a Cell with some kind of machine. There was a little botch there, but that's okay. This match wasn't that great. I thought it was going to be better going in. I thought there was going to be a moment in that Hell in a Cell match that we were going to see, that we are going to be talking about. But the only moment that happened was CM Punk did finally get his hands on Paul Heyman, did get some retribution, but it seems as if this feud is not over and there's more to this than meets the eye. CM Punk does get the victory over Ryback. I actually felt that their match last year at Hell in a Cell was better than this one, so I'd give this one about 3 out of 5 stars. Like I said, going in, I had a high hopes for this, but it kind of fell short of my expectations. Up next, it was Los Matadores versus the Real Americans in a match that was decent, 3 out of 5 stars. Los Matadores gets the victory. I don't agree with that. I think the Real Americans should have got the victory, but hey, that's the WWE's logic. I'd give that about 3 out of 5 stars. Up next, it was Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena. John Cena somehow, someway overcame the odds. Alberto Del Rio threw everything at John Cena he could, including the kitchen sink. John Cena comes away the new World Heavyweight Champion after overcoming adversity and injury and making a full comeback, full circle. The Divas Championship was on the line. AJ Lee, the new Divas Champion, surprised there after the Bella Twins had a little miscue, and AJ capitalizes on the mistake. The WWE Championship was on the line. Daniel Bryan going one-on-one with Randy Orton, and this was the match of the night. 5 out of 5 stars. It was very intense. It was very physical. It was a vicious match, and Shawn Michaels was the determining factor. Shawn Michaels was the man that stood the direction of this match, because it would be Shawn Michaels that would super kick Daniel Bryan's head off because it's best for business. In a match that I would give 5 out of 5 stars. It was very shocking that Shawn Michaels did hit the super kick. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, he was going to hit the super kick. We knew that was going to happen. But, there was doubt. There was, the question was in your mind, what was Shawn Michaels going to do? What was going to be best for business? But he only did that after Daniel Bryan took out Triple H. Daniel Bryan had no business putting his hands on Triple H. You don't hurt your best friend, and then you're just going to expect to not have comeback and a payback. But anyways, this Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I think it was good for what it was. John Cena and Randy Orton come out, the WWE and World Champions respectively. Couldn't ask for a better night. Some matches delivered, some matches I thought could have been better, but all in all, I have nothing to complain about. 8.5 out of 10 stars. I'll give it 9 out of 10 stars just because my man Cena and Orton are the WWE and World Champions respectively. Subscribe with your comments and your opinions, where it's always prolific.